Hey guys, it's Christine Bertram, and I am coming to you live from the Hive on Thursday, March 24th. We are here for the long-awaited for New Horizons class, and I'm going to flip it down just so you guys know what we're working on today. It's going to be these 4 cards. But before we get into that, we got a little bit of happy mail to share. We got to do the class roster list and have a couple announcements for you. Woohoo! So, all right. So, New Horizons. People have been so excited about this. I had a room full last night, you guys. I had about 12 or 13 people here that were in person. I had about 10 people on Saturday. And you're not going to believe it, but a total of about 60 people for the online version. So, woohoo, right? Okay. So, I'm going to make sure I'm connected so I can see your comments. Hi, Karen Forward. I am set up with the Hive. Woohoo. I sound much better than I did a week ago. Hi, Kathy Jackson from Iola. Hi, Susie Stocks. Hi, Karen Wetstein. Hi, Cindy Rentry. All right. So, a little bit of rest this week and catching up was good for the soul. Hi, Susan Pacheco. Okay, there we are. So, if you guys see, oh, there's Laura and Carissa and Deb. Woohoo. Hi, Deanne. Hi, Francis. Hi, Robin. Okay, so if you guys see behind me, hi, Angela. I do have a couple paper pumpkin boxes right there. So, I think after all of them came in and what I needed to send out, hi, Cheryl Bowie, I have 2 left. So in case anybody's looking for the New Horizons paper pumpkin, I think that's the name. Hi, Sherry Martin. Hi, Mary Ellen. Hi, Donna Summer. Hi, Karen Stagg. The name was Beyond the Horizon, not on the horizon, but something like that. Hi, Betty Pyle. Hi, Joan. Hi, Judy Bobo. Hi, Melody and Barbara. Hi, Susan and Ann Bellinger. Hi, you guys are all rolling in. Hi, Jennifer. We have a very big class tonight, you guys, so I bet lots of people are going to be watching. And gosh, a bunch of Sharons. Woohoo! I love it. So, 2 paper pumpkin kits. Hi, Christina Bernards. If anybody's interested, let me know. Hi, Barbara Gabi. Hi, Jean Maxwell. Please, if you want to try to say it in the messages here, I'll try to catch it. But otherwise, send me an email or text message. That would be awesome. Thanks for sharing, Betty Pyle. Hi, Kay Weir. Hi, Faye Godby. Yeah, thank you guys for sharing. I really appreciate that. Hi, Kathy King. What else? I do have stuff I want to show you. Oh, you guys, the last chance list just came out. Thanks for sharing, Darcy. I appreciate it. So I did send an email. So if you're part of my email group, you guys would have seen an email come through yesterday on that. So hi, Jean Terwilliger. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Gloria Shermo. Hi, Gloria. Hi, Corey. If you guys aren't part of my email group and you'd like to be, there's a couple ways you can go about getting onto my email list. One is if you go to my website, which is cardsbycrispy.com, and enter in your email address, that will filter through and I'll find it that way. Otherwise, you can just send me an email or a text and I can get you on my email list. But I put the file out there in my website, in the newsletter section. So it is like a link, and all you have to do is click on the link and it'll open up a file. Hi, Mary Carls. So, all right, last chance list looks like this. Hi, Susan Rish. It's a lot of stuff, you guys. So the annual catalog is retiring, and I condensed it into 5 pages. So I took out all the French stamp sets because I don't work with French very much. So, hi, Christine Domino. So I took out all the French stuff, but you guys, it starts at page 10. Hi, Kathy Groves. Hi, Carol Engelbrecht. I did mine in page order. So it goes from the first page all the way to the last page. So that when you're going through the catalog, you can just go page by page by page. Okay, so that's what the PDF looks like. But on Monday at 1 p.m. Central, you guys, I'm going to walk through the catalog with you page by page. So in case you don't get time to go through the list right away, just know we're going to do a walkthrough on Monday. And if you can't make it for the live, you guys, the replay is always there. Hi, Shirley English. Oh, I'm glad that you like the DSP. Hi, Julie Bierschbach. Okay, so that's a little bit about the last chance. There are some things that are discounted up to 50%. So just so you know, what I understand in my head is that the higher the discount, the more inventory they have. So they're trying to move it, is what I understand. Hi, Penny Powell. So if you don't see things discounted, that's because there's probably not as much. And they think that they will work through that inventory because the catalog still has a month and a week left to go. So just know that we're at the point now where they're not going to be ordering more replenishment for their inventory of what is retiring. So it is as it is. If you wait till the end of the catalog cycle, you risk it being gone. But then there's always going to be more and fun things in the new annual catalog. So hi, Patsy Roberts. So speaking of the new catalog, you guys, it goes live May 3rd. So we have a good month and a week left of the annual catalog. The mini catalog, that goes through June 30th. So no worries about that one. Just know if you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so you are a discount shopper or you are a business-minded demonstrator, it doesn't matter. As long as you're a demonstrator, just know that Stampin' Up! Is going to be sending you a catalog directly from their business, from Stampin' Up! If you're not a demonstrator in Stampin' Up's eyes, and you are one of my customers who has ordered from me in the last, let's say, 6 months to 3/4 of a year, you can follow up with me, but you could also, but also know that I probably plan to send you a catalog. And I order the catalogs, have them shipped to my house, and then I mail them from my house. So if you want to just double check, I like Deanne double checked with me. So I know that she's set, but generally if you guys are a consistent buying customer for me, then I will make sure I get a catalog into your hands. So if you're uncertain, just let me know. But hi, Becky Gandolfo. Just so you know that those will be able to probably order April 1st, and I'll have them in the first week. And then they'll start making their way out to you probably the middle of April. So yay, new catalogs. Woohoo. Hi, Julie Ledbetter. Okay, so that's the last chance. All right, so let's flip down really quick, you guys. I got some happy mail for you. I have a tickle in my throat. Okay, so as you guys can tell. So this beautiful, you guys remember this one? This was from the sale-a-bration from a couple years ago, and it was that little ladybug. He was so adorable. This comes from Carolyn Ketchmark. So very pretty. I love how it's got a thick red border and then a medium yellow border, and then the white and black. It's so cool. Hi, Hilda now. Hi, Stacey Burns. All right, this one comes from Carol, right? Yep, Carol Engelbrecht. And Carol, I think that you made this. It's super cool because this is actually twine or thread for the spokes of the bicycle tires. So just keep pedaling, it says. Very pretty card, Carol. I appreciate it. Hi, Christine from Melbourne, Australia. You guys, this is Kathy King's card. I love it. I'm not going to show you her address, but she put waves all over it. I absolutely love it. And there's the back. And look at how pretty it is. This is that new waves of the future is what I call it. Waves of inspiration or waves of the ocean. Look at how much detail she put on. She cut those waves out and she used some of that designer paper in the background. Super cool. Love it, Kathy. And then this came from Deb Norman. Look at this cutesy little treatsy thing. Little Dove chocolates in there. This punch is from a few years ago, and the stitched circle is so awesome with that sun on it. I love it, Deb, and it's my favorite color, purple. And then this one came from Arliss Canute, and she knows I love my bees in the hive, and decorated the inside to match. She found these awesome napkins at the store, and she could not resist buying them. She actually got them. She was volunteering at the hospital gift shop, and so she found these at the hospital gift shop. So Arliss, my mom saw these in the kitchen, and she just oohed and ahed over them, and she's like, where did she find napkins? Oh, it's so hard to find napkins these days because of you're always stores are running out of stuff. And on top of it, they're so pretty. They're made in Germany, actually. So that's so cool. I have a team meeting this weekend, Arliss, and I'm going to put them out for people to use. I know it's sad because you don't want to use something so pretty, but I might just save a couple of them for decoration. And then this awesome card came from Jamie Tafoya. She knows I love my purple too. She made me a purple ladybug. Isn't that cute and adorable? And she sent me some chocolates for Easter, and they are from a special store. I think she wrote in here. They are California's Seas Candies. So I'm so thankful that you sent this. I think that they probably they're out of California, Los Angeles, California. So, and it's in a little purpley Easter tin. I love it. So thank you. I appreciate that, Jamie. All right. Hi, Roxanne. Hi, Robin. So that's what I had for Happy Mail. You guys, I had lots of Happy Mail this week. I love it. Thank you, everybody, for always sending me little goodies and treatsies. So I will say that I think possibly I may have a kit or two left for today. I may not say it for sure. I have been not so good. I've been good, but not so good at, like, if I've had a couple. I don't want to commit till I make sure I didn't miss anybody is what I'm trying to say. So if anybody was on the fence about the New Horizons class and they were under the impression that I was out of kits and they didn't ask for them, just know I might have a kit or two. Not fortunately, I shouldn't say fortunately, a couple people couldn't make it last night to class. And so I gave them made up cards. And so I ended up with their card kits that I put into the form of to-go kits. So I think I do. If anybody's interested, I mean, a lot of you have already signed up for this class, but in case you missed it and you're on the fence, hi, Jeannie Parker, just send me a message. Just email me or text me. And it would be one of those things as if I do, I do. And if I don't, I don't. And I would know that by the morning. So I'll see once who reaches out to me. And if I have a couple people reach out, this class was free with a minimum $45 purchase or using the host code. And then also it was, there was a fee-based class too. Like you could have just paid the fee, which I think was $23 for mailing or $18 for porch pickup. So Judy Bobo said she made cards using napkins on the front. I love it. So that's what I was thinking when I saw them, that they would be really pretty put into a 6x6 frame. Like if you could get them matted onto like a piece of cardstock so it wasn't flimsy and then putting it in a frame. That's exactly what I thought of when I'm like, oh, they're so pretty. So, all right. Hi, Margaret, Rika. So we're going to get going on this class. I do want to tell you guys what's coming up as well. So this weekend, I have the Small Business Showcase and used stamp sale at the Masonic Center Lodge here in Fond du Lac. That's the place that we can get for the least amount of money for the biggest space available for all of our vendors. We have about 25 vendors that are going to be set up. Vendors like Tastefully Simple, 31, Pampered Chef, Tupperware, Mary Kay, Prove It, Ketones, Pure Romance, Paparazzi, Tastefully Simple, Labri, a whole, so I host this with my girlfriend. And so if you're in the local area, the Fond du Lac area, and you're looking for something to do Saturday morning, it's from 9 to 2. And in conjunction with this small business showcase, you guys, is a used stamp sale. And so people have been dropping stuff off all week, and I have people that bring just for the sale. We take up about 6 or 5 tables worth of stuff. And I'm not trying to tease anybody or make anybody like feel bad that they're not local, but there's usually a lot of stuff to shop through. So that is Saturday, you guys. And then for my team, I have a team auction to celebrate those people that earned rewards during sale-a-bration. And so I have a team auction at 3 on Sunday and then a team meeting at 4. And then you guys, Paper Pumpkin is Monday night with Kelly. And then next week, you guys, we have 2 classes that are online. And I still have openings for both. I prepped enough card kits that I still have extra in case anybody's looking for to sign up for these. Hi, Linda Hunt. So I have the Memories and More card making class, which is 18 cards and includes 4 full packages of product, the note cards and envelopes, the Memories and More card pack, embellishments and ribbon. And you guys have enough materials within the kit to actually make 28 cards. So it's a lot. It's going to be a lot. Hi, Chris Nebaum from Iowa. So that class is live next week, Friday, you guys. It's the 1st. Oh my gosh, April 1st already. Mom and I kitted that all up today. So if anybody wants to sign up for that, you just have to let me know because I still need to get the product for it. And that usually only takes 2 days to get in. So I wouldn't necessarily be able to mail it like then the next day, but by Monday I could mail it. So I have about 5 spots left for that class. And then I have, and I'd show you all those cards, you guys, but there's like a lot of them. And I did a video showcasing those cards earlier in the week. So you guys can always check that video out. The stamp set, so the Memories and More card pack has all pre-printed cards, you guys. So I did pull in a stamp set that's called a Honeybee, no, what is it? Blessings of Home. I think Jamie corrected me. Somebody corrected me. Because I was calling it Honeybee Blessings. Well, it's Honeybee Home and it's Honeybee something. It's Honeybee Blessings and Blessings of Home. And I was calling it something else. But just know that I generally only use sentiments from that stamp set. and I used a background florally image. So, oh, the hand pen is retiring. Yeah, I'm sad now. You guys, you'd think I looked at the catalog. I've been so busy, I haven't even looked at the new catalog. I haven't even looked one by one at the retirement list. I haven't. I grabbed a fresh new catalog and I was gonna just start highlighting everything that's retired and I got sidetracked. Hi, Karen Carstay. So I hope that answers your question, Chris. If you need to know, Chris, go back to the video that I did. I think it was on Monday night after Mystery Night. I did the entire video showcasing what's coming up in April, and Memories and More was towards the end of it, okay? And then next week, you guys, Thursday night next week, the 31st, we have, yes, Kathy King, there are others who have not received their paper pumpkin kits. I've heard that. I was looking for that whiteout. Kelly snuck it in there. I'm like, I was looking all over for that earlier. I have heard that people have said, Jean Maxwell, I think, is one of them. She hasn't gotten hers. I got mine 2 days ago, which was a lot later than I normally get them. Bonnie got hers a couple days later. Some people had theirs get held up in shipping with the post office. So, yeah, they're hit and miss across the board because of the post office is what I think. They all got shipped out and just people are getting them all random. Hi, Linda Hodge. Okay, so I'm going to flip down real quick and show you guys what's coming up for next Thursday, which is the Facebook Live featuring ink, paper, scissors, and Artfully Layered. And I maybe have about 9 or 8 sets of card kits left. And you just have to let me know if you want to sign up because I got to get the product, because this is also a product-based class. So you're going to make, you guys, you only need a sentiment. You need a sentiment, and this is your awesome fun fold that goes like this. And there is an inside. I just don't generally glue them in right away. And then this one, and this is a book card. So you guys, super, super cool. So I have enough in case there's a bunch of you that want to sign up yet, but just know as we get closer to the class, that's when I generally start to run low. So, oh, Darcy hasn't gotten hers. So Penny said hers sat in the local post office for 5 days. Yes. There's something going on, you guys. So, hi, Noreen. And then you guys, next week, my mom and I are going to be kitting up the Waves class. We're going to kit up the April monthly class. We got lots of stuff we're working on next week. So, woohoo. Hi, Wendy Kruger. Hi, Laura Sullivan. Hi, Tabitha Lawson. So, are you guys ready to do some New Horizons cards? So, hi, Linda Hunt. Okay. Product. So Jean Maxwell just said she got an email indicating a product delay, unknown when shipping would be, I think. So yes, that's how it goes. Hopefully you guys, we still have Friday and Saturday and Monday before we do the Facebook Live on Monday night. So if that's what, hopefully you get it before then so you can craft along with us. So, oh, yeah, the gems for that class, D, are the in color gems, which I am guessing, oh, I don't know, maybe they're not retiring. I don't know. I didn't look too closely at the book. So, all right. Oh, Deb, you said you got your paper pumpkin yesterday. Yay. Okay, cool. You guys, let's get rocking and rolling and get our cards going, okay? So we're going to talk about what is in the suite of products. I never went and got the book. I should go get my binder thing really quick. So that you guys, I'm going to flip this down though so you can see what the suite looks like. This is what we're going to be working with tonight. So, this is a suite from the mini catalog. And this mini catalog goes through June 30th, you guys. So, let's make sure my that is good. I get a little yellow upside down exclamation mark and I hate seeing that. So I just had to fix that. So you guys, this catalog goes through June 30th. So you've got some time on this yet. The New Horizons bundle was on back order for a while and now it's off a back order and available. This bundle looks like this. And you guys, look at this. Every stamp was pulled out from here to use for this class tonight. So they all are getting used, which is awesome. Not all the dies got used. I think that like this little house set, this little thing, and maybe one of the fences did not get used. But Carissa and I designed these cards together, oh man, like 4 weeks ago already, and they were so fun. They really sucked a lot of creative juices out of us, but we came through and we had so much fun making them. They were awesome. Um, the pebbles are part of this suite of products, you guys. So they were out of stock. Oh, they got back in stock. Hi, Patricia Settle. They got back in stock. And now over the weekend, like as of Sunday, they are now no longer in inventory. So they're out again. They had such a large amount of people buy them. So I'm very happy because I bought enough packs that I am set for all the classes I'm using them for. Like in terms of my, like I have the April monthly class uses them. I went through my list of classes because I have, just to show you guys, I worked ahead here. Like this is a card that we're doing for the May monthly class, and I had 3 of them on here. And so I had to forecast out how many people I think were doing this class, and then order enough packs so I could cut them all into pieces for that class. And then this card here also, I put 3 of them on this one. This is also a May monthly class. And so I had to go and forecast of my classes that I have coming up, like what I'm going to need for my kits for you guys. So I bought like 10 packs of them just so I was set. So I'm good. I don't need to beg, borrow, or steal from anybody, which is always a good thing. So here's the designer paper. And the book I went to go grab was this binder because I always like to show you guys. This is called here it is. This is what I call my DSP Sampler. So these are what I sell at the beginning of a catalog to help demonstrators or customers who are avid with Stampin' Up. I bought them all. No, Donna, I did not buy them all. I bought 10. I bet they had gotten probably 2,000 packs in if I had to guess. I bought a very small quantity. Oh, if I bought all of them, I wouldn't have a house probably. No, I'm just kidding. I'm like, because if you think, I have to guess when they order in quantities of product, they order between 1,000 and 2,000 at a time, or even maybe 500. I don't know. I bought 10. So that's peanuts. So this is what I have the colors listed on the side with little swatches. And then I've got little 2x2 squares. So like this is the front and this is the back of the paper. And it really does not do it justice because like this piece right here is part of this card. And so when you have patterns, like this one right here is a part of this one. So it's really hard to see it when they did this kind of patterning paper. This one right here is one of them too, but it's really hard to see. Oh, I should have had a pack down here. I'm not going to go run and get one, but the 6x6 paper is so pretty. And you can kind of see it more here in the catalog. So hi, Mitzi Stanley. All right, so that's the paper, you guys. So I can't remember if that's out or not at the moment, but so we were designing all these cards and we were really trying to incorporate in the ribbon combo pack, which includes Misty Moonlight and Petal Pink. And it's a really soft cotton, very pliable ribbon, really great for making bows. And we started off by making these 3 cards and we didn't end up using it. And so by the time we got to the last card, we're like, yeah, we're going to use it. And we ended up with a card that it would not have looked good on. So disclaimer, usually I try to use everything from the suite when I do a suite bundle class, but I could not pull this into being. So this did not get used, guys. So sorry, but at least you can still see what it looks like. All right, so that's what the suite bundle is all about. And we're going to do roll call here in a second. And late like always, Patsy says. Okay, so you guys, this is like fun folds. We're going to have a long list of names, okay? So just bear with me as I do roll call. And if you're watching, I'd love for you to do a shout out and say that you're here with me. I would love to hear that. All right, so in no particular order, we've got Sandy Wicklander, Janet Wright, Angela Knutson, Judy Bobo, Sue Somerville, Kat Birch, Deanna Stell, Ann Bellinger, Laura Sullivan, Christina Bernards, Rachel Horsch, Penny Powell, Barbara Barkow, Barbara Moynan, Deb Norman, Angela Orvis, Doris Monson, Kathy King, Linda Grady, and Linda Hunt, Dee Serena, Karen Wetstein, Laura Wood. Okay, and I'm going to go all the way up. Jeannie Parker, Patsy Roberts, Mary Carls, Debbie Schultz, Sherry Martin, Hildenel Vilches, Sharon Rush, and Susan Risch, both signed up within minutes of each other, and they are my names that I have to be very diligent about not confusing. Gwen Petrashek, Betty Pyle, Lila Erickson, Cheryl Thomas, Cheryl Bowie, Karen Stay, Carolee Krebs, Barb Johnson, Karen Forward, Latokia Trigg, Jennifer Jones, Nancy Charles, Jean Maxwell, Susan Pacheco, Lynn Beasley, Barbara Godby, Feline Mays, Francis Rodriguez, Susie Stocks, Sherry Stewart, Deb Bryan, Melanie Hao, Melody Miller, Carolyn Ketchmark, Tammy Steckling, Sherry Pemberton, Jody Storman, and Carla Lake. Wow, you guys, it was the Barbs, multiple Karens, multiple Sherrys, multiple Cheryls, and there was one more name that it just was duplicating Nancy's. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my God. And the Barbaras get me every time. There's usually 5 or 6 Barbaras that will sign up for one class. And I always have to make sure I get each of them right. So you guys always keep me on my toes. I will tell you that. And this one threw me with all the Sherrys and the Cheryls. There was 5 Sherrys and Cheryls. It's crazy, you guys. So like I mentioned earlier, if I didn't call your name, then I will make things right because I have a kit. But if I called everybody's name, only one penny. You are correct, Penny. You are my only penny. But I have multiple pennies that, like in my piggy bank. Joke, haha. That was like funny, supposed to be. If I didn't miss anybody, which I hope I didn't, then I would have 2 kits that are potentially up for grabs. So if anybody's interested, please don't hesitate to reach out and message me and just say, hey, if you have them, let me know. And if you don't, that's okay too. So yes, lots of love for New Horizons. You guys, all in all, I think 86 kits, which is right on the tail behind of Funfuls, which was 90. It was 88, but then I ended up with 2 people not making it. So I ended up with 2 extra kits because I was able to give out my 2 card kits. So crazy, you guys. My 2 biggest classes almost back to back here. So, and they're all great. When I asked people in class, what's your favorite card? People had a favorite, but all in all, everybody was like, all of them are so cool. So we did good, Carissa, on making these cards. They're so fun. And you guys, they're so easy. Once you watch how I'm going to put them together, that'll make a lot of sense. Some of you might have even put that together. Yes, Patsy, you are my, oh, no, you're not my only Patsy. You're my only Patsy for this class, but I have 2 other Patsies that are my customers. So yes, but you're the only one for the class. You are correct. Hi, Randy Schultz from Southwest Michigan. Linda Hodge. Send me an email if you don't mind. So just say, hey, I'll take a kit if you have one, and I will let you know in the morning, okay? Because usually what happens is if I do forget somebody, they let me know sometime during the night. And that's happened twice in the last month and a half. It's not a good feeling. So, okay, so we're going to get started, but just to let you guys know what's coming up after class so I don't forget, because I always like you to hold me accountable. Back there, you can see a little baby pile right there. There are 3 cards on there that I'm going to announce the winners of. We're also going to do the mystery card night. Holly Poplo will send an email. Okay, so at the moment, I have Linda and Holly that are interested, that I've seen it. So in case anybody else messages me, they would be the first ones that I saw that that were interested. So after class, so you guys, we're going to do the half-off drawing. Oh, I have the names for the half-off bundles, Artfully Layered and the other one, New Horizons. And then I'll show you guys the mystery card, and we're going to do the drawing for the mystery card. Kelly gave me the list. There's about 50 names, so we'll draw 2 winners. So, woohoo! Okay, so that's what I plan to do after the live is done, so we can have some winners know who they are. All right, I'm trying to figure out which card do we want to do first, you guys. Woohoo, let's look. So, this one's so pretty and easy. Let's do the hard one first, you guys. I think that's always the best thing. It's not like it's hard, it's just very tedious. So let's do that one first. And we'll save my favorite for last, and we'll go in this order. Okay, we have a game plan, you guys. Okay, so you guys will not need any of the dies for the class. Like, everything's die cut for you. You really, for those, oh, I have another announcement though, really quick before we go. This is the Sweet Bundle class, you guys. So this is my promotional class that if you buy the bundle by the certain day I have posted on my schedule, my PDF schedule, you get a free gift from me. The free gift was a half a pack of the designer paper, you guys. This was my biggest taken advantage of promotion class to date as well. I had, let me tell you, Melody Miller, Melanie Hao, Lynn Beasley, Elaine Rebeck, Joyce Koryanek, Gail Kane, Dar McCarthy, Judy Bobo, and Laura Sullivan. They all bought the bundle from me by the date, and they all earned a half a pack of the designer paper for free. So that was 8 people. That was the most I've ever had, so I'm so excited. Yay. Okay, so that's all. It's fun. I like giving out free stuff. So they all got their packs of paper, and that was awesome. So, okay, well, we don't need the set because we got everything out. So I'm just going to pull out stamps here. Thanks for sharing, everybody. I appreciate that you comment, that you shared. All right, so we're going to pull stamps. The only other thing, you guys, that I did pull in to this class, or I should say we pulled in, is the Waves of Inspiration, because the happy birthday was perfect for one of the cards we used. So just so you know, that's one of the only other things we pulled in. So everybody who took the class with me, who paid or placed the order to get it free, just know that the PDF was emailed out to you on Monday, so you should have it. I still continue to get people telling me that they don't get it. It's not in the email. And I still continue to tell everybody to check a different device. It doesn't always show up in your phone, but it's always there because you guys always generally email it back to me when you do tell me you don't find it. So, okay, so let's look at this one. Hi, Patty Stebbins. Patty, I got your check for the bow maker. And your bow maker is being mailed out tomorrow. Okay, so you should have it in a few days. Yay. Okay. Oh, thanks, Mitzi. Okay, so you guys, this is the card we're gonna work on first. It is a beauty. And you guys know I don't generally glue on my insides so that they can stay in the plastic and then people can flip them over. So we just put a little strip of designer paper here on the side. Patty, I got your check yesterday. So I already got your check, and your bow maker it's all packaged up. I got it packaged up today, but I'm going to the post office in the morning. So Patsy got the PDF. Awesome. So you guys, we're going to start with this one. And this one, it involves a little bit, gotta share the love. Thanks, Feline. We gotta do a little blending here. You guys have a lot of stuff in your kits. So just be careful when you open this one up in particular. There's a lot of bits and parts, you guys. So let's go over. Hi, Rose Dawson. Oh, so Misty Moonlight. All right. And it's your traditional 8.5 by 5.5, but there's an inch cut off. So it's really 7.5 by 5.5. Okay. So it's just a little bit shorter than normal. Yeah. So you guys, that is a good point. So the person that was looking for it this week, not Jean Maxwell, but somebody else, I said, it's a little paper clip, it's a little carrot, or it's at the bottom of your email. And not everybody always goes to the bottom of the email, but it's something with your email browser, your email. And it might have something to do with the size, but it's always there. It's always there somewhere. I promise you guys, it always is. Because you always find it. Not one person has said to me it's not there. So, okay, you guys, this is your base. Okay, so it's all about the base, no trouble. In here, then, you have a traditional white mat, which is for in the inside, and you have a strip of designer paper. So this is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4, and so this is a scene that like by 6 by 6. So you got a little strip of it. So some of you, like this one has yellow, this one doesn't have yellow. So it's going to be very similar to. Everybody's going to look slightly different because it's really a scene that spreads out over 6 inches. Then you have a piece of rich raspberry and a match of basic white that goes with it. Then you guys should have some string about 11 inches. All right, so leave that handy. You have a little pearlescent moon, a moon over Miami that goes right there. Yes, so that happens to a lot of people, Linda. You cannot find it in your phone, but you can find it on your laptop. So I always ask people, did you check a different device? And when they check a different device, they find it. Hi, Barb Johnson. So this is one of the die cut pieces of grass, so you'll need that. You guys also have 2 of the sandhills. Okay, so just hang tight with that. But you got 2 sandhills. You have 1 little fancy fence piece, and your water is die cut from the set, and then it's embossed with the painted textures embossing folder to kind of look like water. And then you have another piece of paper that is Sahara sand. Hi, Marcia Coolivert. Sahara sand, which is what you put at the bottom. So lots of pieces, you guys, okay? What we're going to do first, though, is we're going to take care of stamping, sponging, blending, like all of the above, right? So, all right, let's do our blending first. So, what we have is a sheet, and this is the sheet that we used in class, and we share it, and we're going to bring in all of our ink colors here, just so that we can get these going. All right. You can see all the different colors. Yes, Christina, you are one of them too. You can get it through your computer, but not your phone. So I don't know if it's something with your settings on your phone that you can only get it when it's a certain amount. I'll flip this over so it's not so crazy looking. How does that sound, guys? I think your phone might limit them the file size that you can get in your phone, and it doesn't want to open it up. All right, so this is your piece of paper. Very, very white. And what we're going to do is create that background right there. And so I've got Highland Heather, Rich Razzleberry, Blackberry Bliss, and Night of Navy. And we are going to start with the Highland Heather first and get our little shavings out of here. There we go. So Highland Heather first. And if you look at this, you can see that this whole area gets covered up. So we're only concerned about like the top half here. And it starts out a little bit lighter with the purple, and then we get a little bit darker. And if you look very closely, you can see some sporadic spots of navy. Okay, so that's our goal. Now, I had to explain this in class. Everybody's is always going to look different. Every sky is different, right? So you're never going to have it exactly the same. But I'm going to try to show you how to get it to look something similar like that. So I dip in the ink pad and I start off the edge because it gets a little bit sharp. And I don't want that sharpness going on here. I like it to look soft and very fluent. Hi, Luann Johnson, fluid maybe is the word. So I start off the edge and I'm working my way onto it. And at first, it doesn't look like you're adding any color. And that's because it's very soft. So yes, Sandy, somebody else just mentioned that the hand pen suite is retired. But you can buy all the items separately. Yep. Yes. Okay, so you can see here, you guys, what I'm doing is I'm getting purple. And right now it looks like I'm really not doing much. But when you put it against something like this, you can kind of see that I'm adding color. The main goal you're trying to do is to get the white gone, right? Where's the circle for the moon? I don't know what the question is, Mitzi. Where is the circle? My circle's right here. It's a 3/4 inch circle from pearlescent paper. I'm not sure if that's what you're asking, like how to get it. I just cut a circle with a punch. So Judy Bobo doesn't have any of these colors. Do you have any other colors? Like, Judy, do you have purples? Do you have any kind of purpley skies? You could do a navy blue sky. You don't have to do a purpley sky. You can do whatever you have the ink colors for. And you guys, I'm using blending brushes. You might not have blending brushes. You might have sponges or sponge daubers. You could even leave it white if you really wanted to. You could leave a white sky and add your birds. You might not, if you don't have anything to give you the purple. Okay, so you guys see what I did here? I added purple. Okay, a little bit of purple. I'll leave this open just in case I want to come back and add a little bit more. So then we're going to do rich razzleberry. So with the rich razzleberry, I don't want to cover the whole thing. Yes, use any blues or any purples, you guys. It doesn't have to be these exact Stampin' Up colors. Okay, Mitzi, that's what I used. I used a 3/4 inch circle punch with pearlescent paper. So that's it. Okay, good. I wasn't sure if you were asking where mine was or what it was. But okay, so rich razzleberry next, but I don't want to cover all of the purple up. at the top. So I wanna kind of start a little bit down from the top, and I'm adding my rich raspberry next. So you can see I added a little rich raspberry, but I didn't kind of go all the way to the top, so I left a little hint of purple. I'm just gonna do a little bit more, not much. You guys, this is a very soft night sky. I don't know what that was, but we got a little fuzzy going on. Okay, now we're gonna go to the Blackberry Abyss. And gotta be careful because this one's a really dark color. So again, go off the edge like I did and work your way on it from the side. I generally like to go in circles so that you don't get like the streaky line action. And remember, we didn't need to go all the way past the halfway mark because we are going to be covering it up. But if you do, that's okay. Not the end of the world. Sometimes what I like to do as I drain out the color of the brush, then I work my way over and hit some of that little area up there. So I'm not taking away the purple, but just adding a little. And when you get your kind of like a reverse ombre, yeah. So you like something like this is very doable. That's very close. When you guys get it to where you want it so that you're happy with your purpleness, purpleliciousness, that's when you're gonna come in with the navy. But I like purple a lot. Hi Barb Baylor. I like purple a lot. So I'm gonna go back over the top and maybe just blend this all together with a little bit more of the Highland Heather. Now is the navy. In the navy. So this is sporadic. So we are just trying to get the streaky sky look of cloud action going on. Okay, so I did that for sure. Go off the edge, and now you're just kind of like swoosh. You're just kind of brushing on, and you see what happens? It's so random, but there's a little navy there, and then there's a little navy there, and then there's some over here, and then some. I just kind of like haphazardly put some blue sky action going on. So I'm completely and utterly 110% happy with that. I'm good. I'm very good with that. But I might put a little bit more purple right there because you guys know I like my purple. Okay, hi Amy Ponce. Thanks for sharing too. All right, so that's it for the colors, you guys. So it was Night of Navy, Blackberry Bliss, Rich of the Raspberries, and Highland Heathers. And if you don't have them, do not cry or fret. Use something similar, okay? And it matches our lilac scrap underneath very nicely. Okay, so that's what I've got for the blending action. I think, let's see. It's probably going to be the most stressful thing you guys have to do tonight, if I had to guess. It really is not so crazy. Like wispy clouds, Linda Grady says. You are so correct. Okay. Okay, we're not done though. Let's set this to the side. We have some sponging to do. And I don't know what sponge got to be what anymore because these got set on the table. That one must be green. That one's brown, I think. So I want to use the same colors. Okay, so that was green. So this grass right here, it is the color of soft succulent. A moonlit night, yes, exactly. And so this soft succulent grass, I want to sponge, it's actually evening evergreen. So, because it makes it, so right now, if you guys look at this, you can see there's a big difference. The one that is like that is a little darker. So, and that is by taking a sponge. You guys, the sponges are retired, but I use them a lot yet. You can use sponge daubers or you could use blending brushes too, but all in all, you're just trying to get a little bit of shading on your grass. Okay, so that's done. So I think that's it for this one. All right, then we have crumb cake. The crumb of the cake and the sand hills here. So when you guys have your sand hills in front of you, just know that they're opposite. So this one is like that, and then this one is like that. So when you go to sponge them, if you choose to sponge them, just know that one hump is over here and the other Humpty Hump is over here. One's backwards and one's forwards, but you don't know that because when you emboss these, you lose that rough edge. So just know the humps are backwards. And then what you're gonna do is take that sponge or a sponge dauber, and what you're doing is adding color just to the top edge of it. So you can see the difference. I'm not sure if you can see it from there. Nope, you can't really. So you can see the top gets a little bit darker. If you don't do it, you don't have to, but just know you want to do the opposite sides. Okay. Oh, hi Latokia, thank you. This was everybody. No, I shouldn't say everybody. That means everybody. This was the majority of the population's favorite vote or favorite card in class. Okay, so we've got our sand dunes sponged. All right, so that's it for the sponge, I think. So we're gonna move that out, and now you have a thinking of you, and that's stamped as well as this fence. So this fence right now is blank, but there is a texture stamp in there that looks like this. Okay, looks like pine wood planks. And so what that happens with is you're gonna stamp over your fence a little bit. And so what happens is it gives it texture. So that's what it's hard to see it. So that way, and then you can see what the back looks like when it's not done. Okay, so that just put this worn look on the fence. And we're gonna do the thinking of you. That was stuck to the bottom of that. I caught it though. I've been looking all over for that. Okay, so we have espresso is for our words. And the easiest way to do this is kind of to guess and kind of guesstimate, like educated guess. So you know your sand hills are gonna go here and up a hair. And then if you think about it, you put this next to it, the thinking of you goes right about there. So I'm going to ink up and practice. Perfect. And then I'm going to put it about 1/3 of the way down. Like that. And again, if you don't like something, you can always flip it over. I think that looks good, but I want to see if I can get it a little darker. And over to the right a hair more. That looks more centered to me. Yes. So I'm good with that. And if I hold that up here, it's kind of in line with that. All right. Then there are birds. Let's take our birds into account next. You guys have to be very careful. If you press really hard, you are going to get a halo and you're not going to be happy because you're going to have to redo this. And it's a lot of work to redo it. And you want to look at your birds to make sure you get them going the right way because you don't want them all upside down. So, pretend that your moon is up in the sky there and our water is going to be somewhere like here. And so know that our birds are going to be up there. If you guys stamp, hi Kathy Wilsnack. Kathy, you didn't tell me if you left your fine tip glue pen here or not. You gotta tell me. All right, practice. And the thing is, you got to do it just perfect because if you squish too hard and you get a halo, you guys are not going to be happy. So when you put pressure on, just nice, even, let it marinate, but don't push too hard, okay? And then your bird should turn out good. Now, while you're at it though, you have birds in the inside as well. So let's grab the inside piece. And because that strip of designer paper goes on the right, our birds are going to be, what do I have them doing up here? I have 6 of them. 1, 2, 3. I'm missing that last one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For some reason, oh, I didn't put the top one on. Okay, so I have them in a way that the top one was off the edge of the paper. I think I like the way they look like that. Okay, so this card, you guys, we've got all of it ready to just assemble, okay? So that wasn't so bad, I don't think. Maybe it was. Hopefully nobody's crying. All right, so let's get this out of the way and we're gonna put this together. So let's do some easy things first. We can do this piece and this piece. All right, and I need a glue. Okay, to the magic glue drawer we shall go and open up a brand new one. I have like 5 of them that are almost completely done, but not quite. All right, so there's a little glue, and there's some glue. All right, now this one goes all the way to the bottom of that piece. So make sure you line up at least 2 of the sides really nicely. If you need to trim off any overhang, you can do that. But that goes on there. And then this one, I've got it on the right-hand side. And I would say make sure you get 2 of your corners lined up good. And then if there's any overhang, you can take your scissors and just slightly trim that off. I see I got ink. I think I got ink right there. Oops. So now I got it off. Good. All right. Then this piece can go on the inside. Let's do that. So it's one less thing to worry about. Oh, and our moon can go at the top. So we're going to put a little glue. So that pearlescent paper it's the same on both sides. So this goes on our inside. Like that. Okay, so we're going to sit tight now. Put that over there for now. Then your little moon, how this works is you're going to adhere it up in the top corner just so that the corner isn't exposed. Give it a second because it's a little wiggly. Hi, Ethel King from New Jersey. And then when you've got that set, you can take your scissors and you can trim. Oh, he's really wet. We're going to let him sit for a second. I don't want him, he's wiggly. All right. Well, he's wiggling around. Let's work at these guys. So how I did this, I like dimension at the top of things and then flat at the bottom. So I did literally glue it flat at the bottom and I popped up with dimensionals back there. So this one goes like this. Let's see what I got here. That goes like that. And then this one's gonna go and cover up. Let's see what we got here. That one goes like that. So I'll be honest with you. I think what I did is I did the bottom one first. So let me show you how I did this. We need to get a little dimensional for on the hump here. And then, because this is longer than what it needs to be, you don't want to glue the whole thing because you're going to have a mess. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue along the bottom here, just like that. And then I'm going to, I shouldn't have taken this off. Don't take off your dimensional back quite yet. So this is going to go on here, and we're only really securing the bottom edge. Did you see how I put the dimensional back on? Because I did that, now I can slide this one down there. Had I left that dimensional back off, it wouldn't have been as easy. So what I'm doing is just getting this first one down here, and that glue just needs a second for it to bond. You guys, this is like putting a jigsaw puzzle together, I promise. It's going to be a little complicated the way I do it. But, all right, but I think that it helps me get it together exactly how I want it. Now this one, I'm going to do another dimensional right at the top of the hill here, and I'm going to put a dimensional at the top of the other hill. Because both of those make it into our card pretty much. So like right about here. And I'll be honest, I don't think I'm even going to worry about putting glue on the bottom part because once I get this in here, it's going to stick pretty good. So something like that. And then once I have that in there, then I can take this dimensional off and it's stuck. So, all right. I do want to put a little bit of adhesive right on the edge there. Otherwise it's gonna kind of be rolling up. So we're gonna just sneak a little glue on the edge on both of these. Okay, now you guys, this is just how I'm doing it. If you want to do it differently, you are more than welcome to. I'm just showing you what makes sense to me. And I didn't want to do the top hill first and then it not be at the right spot. So once you have these done, then you can flip over. That thing's dry now. So we cut that. And then we're going to cut the edges off. here and here. And when I flip it around, we're gonna have a moon and we're gonna have sandhills that look awesome. All right, so that's done. Then let's get this all out of here. And we are going to do the water next. So the water is glued flat, and your water, it's not the same. There's one that has a little, so it goes like, how do I have it? This one, like that. Okay, do you see that? How I went around in circles? This is how I end up with it being. The longer jut piece is down here on the bottom. Like, so you got your 3 steps coming down on the left-hand side. That's what I did. And this is gonna go right, you wanna make sure your seam where your sand is basically covered up. So that's where that's gonna go. So definitely used a little bit of liquid glue on the back of that. And that goes on like that, okay? I'll move it up just a hair because that linen thread goes there yet. Okay, now the fence. So the fence, this is where the edges of your dimensionals work really great because you can cut yourself little skinny strips. And so I'm gonna take this edge here, so that's a perfect size right there, and cut it skinny enough and put it on the outermost edge. And then this one, I'm gonna cut it in half and then put one in the middle. You don't have to do all of them. I'm going to do probably either 3 or 4 of them. So I'm gonna do this one, and then I'm gonna go get one more off the edge. And you know what I'm gonna take from over here, because I can use a shorter one. Just make sure that when you cut them, they're skinny enough that they're not hanging over your fence post. Okay, so I've got my 4 strips here, my 4 fingers. Pick that off. You guys, I promise, this is the most complicated one out of all of them, and then they get so much easier. So then this, got this hanging to the left, kind of bending it down. Now this is where if you want to, you could like push it up together to make the fence look kind of like it's more 3D curvy. Okay, so there's that. And then our grass, I put one little dimensional, let's grab this little guy here. Got one little dimensional right in that middle area here. And then what I did is I used liquid glue for the rest. So I've got a little line of glue here, all the way out to the edge. And then that one dimensional, it kind of fits right in between that fence post right there. Okay, and then I put the grass so it was kind of lining up with the water, like that. All right, and then our linen thread. So grab the tear and tape, and you're gonna put a couple pieces right where you see it. And with this, the easiest way to do it, you could either cut this in thirds or fold it in thirds, but in all honesty, the easiest thing to do is take it so that your tail slightly goes over the edge, and then catch it on the tear and tape back there. And then you're gonna bring it across the front, and then catch your tear and tape, bring it back, y'all. And then you're gonna catch your tear and tape and bring it back. So you guys have about 11 inches. And so when you do it like this, you have plenty left over. So, and my mom cut between like 11 and 10 inches, something like that. So then 11 to 12, something like that for inches. If you have extra, you can just take that, cut it off. So now though, you wanna make sure that you make your tear and tape sandwich by putting a couple more pieces right over those tails, because now they will never sneak out on you in the middle of the night. All right, and now we're pretty much ready for this to get adhered to our rich razzleberry piece, which has been hanging out over on the sidelines for the whole night. And when you put that on here, like, boom, it comes together. Just like that. Now be careful not to spit or get water or any part of your drink on the blended part. If it does, what happens, you guys, it does something like that. It kind of gets a little water spot, which is cool if that's the technique you're going for, but if it's not, you don't want to do that. It has happened in the past. Okay, so now that that's done, Flipper still skinning it over and add here some, or put some glue on the back. Here. Boom is right, Barbara. I love it. Boom, it comes together. Look at that. Sexy card. Oh, yeah. Okay, then you guys, in one of your card kits, just one of them, you have a strip of, hi Lisa, watching from Iowa. You have a strip of rocks, you guys. They're the pebbles, a whole strip. So you have 9 of them. There's 3 for this card. You need to save 3 for this card, and there's 3 for this card, okay? I was not gonna cut them all individually per card. It just was so much easier to cut a strip. So in this case, I used the long skinny one, this long skinny brown one. He kind of went, I'm gonna move him down a hair. He's gonna go right here. Yeah, that purplish red is so cool. Oh, rich raspberries are a really pretty color. I love it. Okay, then I'm grabbing a darker gray one, and he's gonna go over here. And then one of the light gray ones, the small light one here, and he's gonna go off to the edge here. There. Hi, Cheryl Thomas, coming in late, but not late that you missed the card. We just finished our first one, actually. So you might want to watch this one from the beginning. It was a little bit tedious, lots of little steps, but you guys, when it all comes together, it's so pretty. I would be so ecstatic if I got this card in the mail. Oh, so it was the majority of everybody's pick for the top card. I think just everybody loved how the purples came together, and just it makes you feel like you're sitting on a little beach chair right here watching the sunset. So, all right, you guys, one done. And that was by far the hardest one, most time consuming in terms of wanting to make sure you guys understood how, see, I didn't even glue that down so good on my sample. Look at that. I'm going to fix that while I can, because I can. Let's just put a little bit of glue right there, and then that should hold my sample down for good. So this one, you guys, was by far the most tedious card out of all of these, I promise. The rest are going to go a lot smoother and faster. So we'll do this one next, but I just want to look at this for a little bit. It's just so pretty. Oh my God, it's so pretty. Okay, I'll set it there. Okay. You know, one of the things I try to tell people is don't put the card right where you're working, because you're going to spill ink on it or do something. So I try not to keep my cards right where I'm working, but it's so pretty. I don't want to put it away. Okay, so this guy is next. So you guys, this is the class that Tyler gave us 3 good markings, like stars. So this one's fun. There's not a lot of crazy to this one, you guys. Let's grab our card kit. The colors are Evening Evergreen and Gray Granite, actually. So bits and pieces, you guys, have a little ribbon strip here, the chevron ribbon here. You have a mountain, and the solid part, the beach is your happy place, Latokia. I love it. Yes, I love it too. This is a thick basic white. Now, just know that you should feel them. The rough edges should go down, and you should have your taller peak on the right. If you end up gluing them upside down, you end up with your taller peak on the left. And that happened to a couple people. It's no big deal. It is what it is. So, you guys, we didn't Stella anything on this last card. You have to be very careful to not Stella anything to do with your blending. But if I was going to Stella something, you guys, I always like to Stella something. So we got to go back and Stella our water, just so that we don't forget that. You guys, I can't put this card down because it's so pretty. I would recommend Stellaing your water before you go ahead and put it all together, but we make work. Okay, there. Got a little glitter going on. All right, and the reason I thought of that is because of our mountains here real quick. So I thought this mountain range here, I like to Stella it before I glue it down, because then if I hit this white paper, I'm good. If you want to Stella the gray part, you definitely can, but thought I would just do that. Okay. So we have in your kit here a white circle from the Layering Circles dies that is the same size as the In Color Shimmer Vellum, which is Pale Papaya. So you guys, It's like Stella on steroids. It's very, you can see a little bit of that glistening coming through right there. Okay, so that's gonna go there. You guys have 2 pieces that are 1 inch by 2. They are for your sides. Very paper conservative there, wasn't I? You have a little strip. I did not want to keep it in my, my craft room for 10 years and then clean it out 10 years from now. This way, I give it to you guys, and you're going to put it, if you want, on the inside of your card. So this was me using up scraps, giving them to you. This is, oh man, you guys, everyone was like slightly different. So everybody's scenes are kind of like orangey blue green-ish, right? Because you can see this one is different than this one. So some might have more blue, some might have more green. It's Stella on steroids, yes. Everybody's gonna be slightly different when it comes to this piece, okay? Some people left their orange on the bottom. Some people put their orange on the top. It really is how you envision it. I watched everybody do it. I didn't tell anybody what to do, but I noticed, and then somebody said, oh, I did it upside down. I'm like, no, it's how you want it. Like, this could be your sunset, but to me, this was water, and then more sky, and then I had a spot to type a sentiment down there. No wrong way, guys. The evening evergreen is a matte, and then you have 2 white, or 2 mattes. One's white and one's gray granite. This one's stamped with the timber embossing folder, and you have your base evening evergreen 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, sound good? We got lots of bits and parts. Not much stamping. 2 things. Okay, so we have our inside, which, because this is the birthday where the waves comes in, and then on the inside, relax and enjoy your day. So let's grab evening evergreen and happy birthday. So just a reminder, you guys, this comes from that Waves of Inspiration that the class is coming up. I'll show you the cards really quick. I have about 8 spots left. In case anybody's interested, it's April 8th, and these are the cards. Kelly did a Technique Thursday featuring this one today. I did a Tip Tuesday a couple weeks ago on this one, but we threw it all together and made a class. So I have, I think 24 signed up, and I made 32 sets, okay? So I still have space in case anybody wants to sign up for that one. There's plenty of space, but this guy right here is happy birthday. So we're gonna practice down at the bottom. I've got evening evergreen. Whew, it's a little bit high on that right. Okay, you guys get 1 shot. Hi, Gail Weirson. You have to be very careful. You are not probably going to want to flip it over. If it intimidates you too much, you could put a label on it. Well, I suppose you could try, and if you don't like it, you could put a little label on it. If it makes you nervous too much and you don't want to do it, you don't even have to put it. You could leave it blank on the outside because it's so pretty without it. But I'm going to practice one more time because I think the right side needs to come down. Yes. Okay. So once you guys got it figured out and you're good with your stamping, hi, Jody Storman, you have to just stamp it right in the bottom corner or however, wherever you want. If you want it centered, you could center it. But let it marinate for a second. Shut your eyes, bring it up, and hope and cross your fingers that it's good. It's good. Trust your instincts and your stamping skills, guys. Okay. The inside is relax and enjoy your day. So we're going to do that. Now, if you saw here, I adhered that strip to the side. In doing so, you're not going to want to stamp the sentiment right in the middle. So you could put this as a guide to help you, but don't glue it because if you don't like the way it looks, you can always flip it over. Okay, that looks nice. Nice, very nice. We're going to go right. So you can see I'm trying to center it between that edge. Perfect. Okay. Had you not put that there in class, what happened is people stamped it in the middle, and then when you put the strip, it's not centered nicely. Okay, so there's that. Benas. Okay, let's get glue happy. All right, so this one can get glued, this one can get glued, and oh man. Okay, we're gonna do this little strip. You guys, I did a Tip Tuesday about opening and shutting the glue bottle. Now you know why I like to put as much glue on things at one time as I possibly can. So I'm not constantly opening it and shutting it. So when it comes to this guy, you don't have to get the whole thing. Just get bits and pieces of it. I'm going to go a little along the bottom and maybe right there and there. Okay. that needs to go down first. Be careful when you put it down, because once you put it down, it's going to smear glue everywhere if you don't get it right where it needs to be. All right, so right where I need to be. I think Rascal Flatts sang a song about that. Right where I need to be. Maybe not. Right where I need to be. I'm trying to think of who that is. Okay, so that's there. And then, hi Carol Fox. All right, we're gonna put this guy along the edge. You guys might have gotten a long strip. I'm not quite sure. If I gave you a longer piece than you need to, you know all you do is you just take your scissors and trim it off. Okay, that takes care of business. Now, this one gets glue. This one is going to, let's see here what we're gonna do. Let's glue this on the inside, because I feel like, oh, then your gray one, let's glue that one. This one I put a little bit more glue because it's such a bumbly embossing folder. So this guy's gonna go on the front. If you can look at yours to see what you like better. This one has more detail of the pattern, and this is more the opposite. Look at it and see what you guys like better. You can put it however you like. And then this will go on the inside. Like that. Okay, coming together. Now, you have your 2 pieces of designer paper. If you're very meticulous about what things lining up, just give it a haircut. Yep. You could get your ruler out, and that might help you make sure you keep them the right height, right? But all in all, you're not really going to tell so much. So doesn't the ribbon go behind the gray? No, it's actually right in front of the orange. So, oh, that's not what I want to glue though. So this one is going to get glue, and this is going to get glue. And I would just concentrate on getting the first one down. And if you want to measure it, like I know people bring their rulers to class and you can measure it. It's like 1 3/4. And then that's like a little bit less. So actually I could bring this down a hair. And because it's liquid glue, you have a little bit of wiggle room. And now this is where if you really wanted to bring out your ruler. So you guys, when I made 80 some kits, had I cut a full strip like this, all of that gets covered up and you don't see it anyways. It gets wasted. So by cutting these in 1-inch strips, it allowed me to maximize paper, okay? So there you've got that, because ultimately this is gonna go over, and then our ribbon. So now, do you also see here, your ribbon is not long enough to stretch, okay? So the other thing is, if I would have cut this ribbon 2 inches or another inch longer times 88 kits, that ends up being feet, like a lot of feet, like 3 or 4 feet, I was able to conserve. So watch, this is how you're gonna do this. You're gonna take your ribbon scissors and cut it in half at a diagonal, just like that. And so now you have your 2 diagonal ends that are gonna go on the outside. I have a hair coming out of my shirt. That would have freaked out Naughty Nancy. Okay, so now what you can do is these ribbons are gonna go, now that you got them cut, they're gonna go like that. And what I would do, if it were me, is grab my tear and tape, and I'm just going to tape them down. Versus taping, hi Sandy Zidune, versus taping them to the back of that. So how I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna put a piece of tear and tape right there. I'm gonna put one right here, because that's in far enough that you won't see the tape. Probably could have made it a little shorter, but now this one's gonna go in the center of it, like that. And then this one's gonna go in the center. So I could have even cut less ribbon, you guys. So ultimately, that's how you got your tails coming out the sides like that. So I saw in class some people taped them to the back of this mat. You very well could. It's up to you. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put another piece right over the top to secure it really good. And I'm going to put dimensionals behind this one. Oh, you guys, I get to use up the sheet. Woohoo! Okay, look at that. Yay! Bye-bye. And look at this, you guys. We're going to use up this sheet too. I'm so excited. Well, it's gonna be super close. If I cut them big, then we might use them up. All right, so now you've got this ready to go. And this is gonna go right over the top, so you won't even see. So I could have even cut less ribbon, but I didn't want to be that big of a stingers. But I told my mom like 3 or 3.5. And so now this, you guys, gets centered top to bottom and left to right, just like that. And then the mountain gets popped up with dimensionals. So we're going to cut a couple of these, and we're going to put one here, and one there, and one, well, I guess right there. That's going to be too big. So let's cut that guy in half. We only need a little bit of him. And there's a nice skinny strip here on the side, so we're going to grab that one. Put that right here. Okay, so, all right, Mary, no problem. Catch the replay. It's always there for you guys. All right, so then when it comes to the moon here, people always ask, what about this? And this, is it available on a replay? About this paper and late on this video, is it? Yes, Dawn. My videos are always available via replay in my video section of Cards by Christine on Facebook. And you guys, with the shimmer paper, if you just do a little bit of glue, not a lot, just a little. I don't want to come out there, just a little bit. It shouldn't be seen through here. Just make sure you get the glimmery side up, and that should be good. You can't really even see the lines from the glue. Yeah, so in the replays, the video section of Cards by Christine, or you can catch it on YouTube as well. Okay, so there's our moon. Looks nice. And so what I'm going to do is prep this with glue, and I'm going to do this at the same time, okay? So my mountain is going to go down, and I'm going to stick my moon in as I'm setting my mountain down, like that. Okay? Boom, that's it. So we got our ribbon kind of was in line with the moon, and, or I should say the mountains was in kind of line with the ribbon, so kind of like creates like a step kind of look. This one though is the only one that did not use rocks, you guys. So you got 3 champagne rhinestones. You got 2 small ones and like a medium one or a big one. So I got 2 little guys and then like a medium one can go right there. The champagne rhinestones were perfect with this card because it brings out all the peachiness. You guys, and these champagne rhinestones carried over to the new catalog. So that's so awesome. The pearls, the rhinestones, the champagne rhinestones all carried over. So we got a second card done. Yay. Okay. Not so bad, right? That one, we got through that one pretty quick. It's so much fun because there's actually in this memories, or in this card pack, this DSP pack, there's like 3 of them that all 3 different designs that all have like that peachy, bluey, green thing going on. So super cool. Okay, so second card done, you guys. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Got 2 beautiful cards done. You know, you guys, and there's very little stamping. Like this one, this was harder, but just a few things get stamped, and because you let that designer series paper like just speak for itself. All right, so we have a third card right here. Tyler gave it a good mark as well. I got to get some water, come up for air. Hang on. All right. Misty Moonlight, Early Espresso, Crumb of the Cake, Mossy Meadow, and Basic White are the colors for this one. And you guys have some pieces in here too. So your base is Misty Moonlight. Don't lose your little sun, you guys. It is a 1/2-inch circle punch with So Saffron. Do not lose it. You've got a little Early Espresso ribbon in there. You've got a little white banner that's been punched out with the banner triple punch, right? Okay, so those are some of the smaller things. Make sure you burnish your edge here. Now, you also have a piece of green, another one where I did not want to have half-inch scraps of designer paper for the next 10 years when I clean up my room the next time. So you guys, this is actually, it's along the bottom of here. So you can see it's along the bottom. That's where that comes in. So let's set that off to the side here. You have your Mossy Meadow. Now, white and the brown early espresso, the same size. This is just embossed with the bark embossing folder. Super cool. Who's watching that knows if this carried over? I really hope this carried over. I would be sad if that one leaves us. Might have to do a little cry. You have a white mat, so these are both 4x5 1/4. And then your Mossy and your Crumb Cake are mats on here. Now, this one scared people the most, you guys. So the paper really, and I stuck your little trees in with every kit you guys got. So this one messed people up. So the die looks like this. And so in class, you guys, I had everybody cut their own. But for you guys that got the to-go kits, you might not have the dies, right? So I did all your cutting for you. So what happens is this is a single piece of paper. Oh, it did not, Jean. Oh, I got tears going down right now. I'm sad. Okay. I hope that there's something else that's very earth. Oh, the timber one I bet carried over. Oh, man. I like the bark better. That's how it goes. So you guys, this actually cuts. It was one solid piece of paper. Timber is carrying over. Oh, sad face. Okay, thanks, Krista. Thanks, Jean. So that got die cut. And when everybody on Saturday die cut, I had people that were having heart attacks because they didn't realize that it was going to make 2 pieces of paper. It was not funny, but it was funny. So you guys have yours already done, okay? And that's where it comes from, is this die right here. So, oh man, you guys are all telling me I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm crying on the inside right now, you guys. I really am. I love the bark embossing folder. Okay. All right. What can we do? There's not a lot of stamping, you guys. It's a sentiment. So let's do our inky time. So grab the 3 things here. So the white inside and a sentiment strip. So your sentiment strip might be a little longer because I didn't know what you guys were going to stamp. So I gave you it longer and you can just cut the end off. Tasteful Textiles embossing folder. So Carissa, I know you said Tasteful Textiles, but I thought you meant the dies retired. So did the dies and the embossing folder retire? Oh man, that's not good. Yes, Jamie Tafoya, I got your happy mail today. You're watching right now. I got it today. This is what you gave me. Thank you. I love it. I can't wait. I'm gonna have a chocolate later. All right, you guys. We need early espresso. I'm done crying now, I guess. Sad face. Okay, so we have early espresso. So trying to use more sentiments from the set. We're gonna do thanks for everything. So you guys see what I do when I stamp. I always practice along the edge of a piece of paper and make sure that it's straight. So the G was down, so I need it to come up. And that was too much, so I have an idea where I need to be, and I'm gonna go for it now. Oh, you gotta remember you got a little room for pebbles over on that side. So I'm gonna do it kind of more in the middle and just hope that I stamp it straight. I'm gonna do that again, just to see if I can get it better. If not, I can live with it. But since there are 2 sides to the paper, why not go for it and try? So, and that's better. Woohoo. Okay, so there's that one. And our inside, okay, is green. But it's really hard to see it, guys, but the edging of this is just subtly sponged. Subtly sponged with brown. I think this is brown. So just giving it a little frosting of espresso ink on the side here. Oh, thanks, Jamie. I really appreciate it. Always happy to help you guys. So just putting a little bit of brownery on the sides here. You could use sponge daubers for this. You can use blending brushes. You could, even if you wanted, you could scrape your card right in there and you get a more distinct dark line. Okay, I think that's it for the sponge. So he's going away. That's it for brown. Action. You guys need to pull in the old olive, because the old olive or any kind of greenery, because the trees are stamped here. Now, the trick with this though, you guys, this is stamped or glued at the bottom, and your trees have this little line thing. So if you stamp this so close to the bottom, part of your trees are gonna get covered up, but if you stamp it too far up, it's not good. So there is a happy medium. And I'm guessing it's going to be right here. I'm guessing. If it's not, we can always flip it over. Okay, that's not a... It's a big bush. Okay, we got a big bush. It needs to go higher. So let's go a little bit higher and maybe let's practice a little bit better. So we're going to go up here, I think. So how about right there? How is that going to work? Oh, that's better. Okay, we got a winner chicken dinner. That's exactly where it needed to be. I went down too low to begin with, but that's perfect. So let's get glue happy, and we're going to put a little bit of glue, and I might as well just put that down before I drop it somewhere, and that's going to go on here. Okay, then we can do some gluing. So this goes on there, and let's get this guy prepped. Okay. Crumb cake on the espresso, centered top to bottom, left to right. And then our mossy, same thing. It just gets layered right on here. Like that. Okay. And then you can flip these guys over, and let's make sure that if it's too long, just take your scissors and trim it. A little bit of adhesive. Okay, because this bark is bumbly, that's what my grandma would say, bumbly. Put a little bit more adhesive on the back of that, and that's gonna go on the front of our card base, like that. And then on our inside, so I made this a thank you card. So now you have a lot of love that you can write on the inside. If you have a pretty sentiment you want to stamp, you definitely can do that. I'd put it like right there, but so far so good. Now this, I'm like, where is it? Oh, it's right there. Like, it's somewhere. So this gets popped up with dimensionals, and it kind of fits right through here. And then this is going to ultimately go kind of like right there. So you kind of, it breaks it up. So how am I going to do this? So I'm going to prep the back of this. Oh, you guys, I forgot to do, oh no, I didn't. The sun. Let's get the sun on here. I was like, where does that sun? So put a little dot of glue right up in that top corner, just enough for your sun to stick up there. And you're going to give it a second to dry before you trim it off. So two things. You could leave it looking like a real sun. Oh, you guys, this is my trick card. They loved it in class last night. So I literally glued this on upside down. So just to show you guys, I make trick cards too. And I figured it out too late, and I was not going to rip it all apart. And so I am going to leave this as my forever sample. And if I need to give it to somebody someday, they're going to get a nice laugh. And somebody said last night, sometimes left-handed people like cards like this. So, but I was just trying to show you that you could leave the sun like this. Hi, Marsha Long from Texas. You could leave your sun like that and have it more circular, or you can trim it so it fits right on there. So I'm going to trim it. So now it should be dry. Just take that. Cindy likes my trick card. I love it. So I'm going to trim that off and then flip these guys over, flip this over, and our tag here, that was my good side. So now on the bottom back side, I'm putting tear-in tape and mail it to you. Oh yeah. So you guys, I save every one of my card samples in a box. And so when I'm not feeling so inspired, I go shopping for ideas in my displays. And so this card will probably stay in that plastic sleeve for forever, as long as it's around. Oh, funny. So you guys saw what I did. You put the tear-in tape on the back bottom edge. Do not try to put tear-in tape or adhesive on your ribbon. Hi, Jolene, try. It's not going to be friendly for you. It's not going to be fun. So what you do now is line this up on here and just get it as straight as you can, and it'll attach to that tear-in tape. And once you've attached it to the tear-in tape, you're going to grab your scissors and just trim the ends to align with the edges of the label. Okay? So there's that. If you wanted, you could do something like extra to secure it, but I think what I'm just going to do is I don't know yet. I'm going to think about it. I don't remember. But I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back because I got to remember how that top thing works. So we're going to put dimensionals around this. Let's see what we got here. We're going to cut him down and use this over here. That guy right there. You guys, we're getting to the end here. So some of these little guys are going to be nice for right in here. So there's that one. There's that one. Let's put this right there. Getting that nice and secure. So, and then we're gonna put this guy. And you guys, hasta la vista, baby. Another sheet bites the dust. Okay, so we might get rid of this little one too. Look at that. This is my little paper pumpkin sheet here. So this is designer paper. It's very flimsy, so I want to make sure it's got nice support so we have no saggy middle syndrome. And let's do... Oh, Penny, you said you found it, but I don't know what you found. So, all right. Plenty of dimensionals, I think, here. So let's make sure we've got this kind of figured out where we're going to put it. So it's really close together, and it does hang over the mossy meadow like this. So I think something like that. So I'm going to take the backings off of this one first, and we'll leave that one there set just, like as a guide. And then this one will go, I'm going to guess right there. Okay, then we can take these off. Oh, you found it. Good. Penny, I saw your bottom message and then I read your top message. So I'm glad you found your ribbon. Generally, you guys generally do. I know Carla Lake was missing. What were you missing, Carla? You were missing that Incy Tinsy little flower from that one, the April monthly class with the bunny. And I don't know if you ever found it, but I know that you said you could use something else. So it's very rare that you guys tell me that you don't have something. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you, in this class between last night and Saturday, 6 things were lost and 6 things were found. Always on the floor. All right. So this little guy here is going to kind of go over the top. Now, I did not want to put dimensionals because I didn't know exactly what's going on. And it's because I'm only putting a dimensional on this side is what's going to happen. So let's grab this and put this on the end right there. And the rest of this, I'm going to put another strip of tear and tape over this like that. And I might just, let's see how that works. Might be enough. Oh, Carla Lake, you're watching. Okay, so then this is going to go something like, so you see this one, I've got it more to the right, and this one I'm going to do it like that. Okay, I'm happy with that. All right, little stones, you guys. So we've got one of these gray ones and a brown one kind of off the side there, and one there, and then one long, skinny, dark gray one can go right there. All right, we didn't Stella anything. We're going to Stella our son. How does that sound? You guys know you can Stella ribbon, so you could run a little glitter over the ribbon if you wanted. And the other thing you could do is in the area where your trees are here, you could definitely put a little bit of glitz in the middle of those little holes. Okay, I think we can say finito. We did it. Holly loves it. Yay. Okay, see, that one wasn't so crazy either. Little methods to the madness. And we got a little tree greenery in the inside. Thanks, Melody. Another pretty card. Yes, they're coming together. My favorite is the last one. I generally save my favorite for last. So we got 3 rocks left. So you guys, or pebbles, I should say. So make sure you keep them handy. So we got 3 done and 1 more to go. So you guys, I don't know what it is about this card. I've never been to Scotland, but I feel like these are the hills of Scotland. Maybe from movies or something, I'm not quite sure. But this is what it reminds me of. I feel like there should be sheep and goats like hanging out on the hills or something. But this is one of those, I call it an arm that kind of flips up. And so then you have this little strip on the inside. And this one was great because this was a 3-inch section. So you guys, I only could get 2 mats. So I needed 44 sheets of this particular DSP, which equated to 11 packs actually. Cause right, I get there was 4 sheets in a pack. We made it work. So, yes, so take that. I love it. It's pretty. I just love looking at this. So you guys, this is all done for you. So just know your kit either had flowers on the left or the right, and that depended on the designer paper, right? It depends if you got the left or the right side. Your 2 mats are the same size. They're 3 by 5 1/4, right? So one's your outside and one's your inside. And like I just said, one of these, this is the right side. Some of you will have flowers on the right side, whatever, opposite. Okay, this arm is 3 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, right? So it goes bottom to top. You have a little guy like this. This is from the Nature's Harvest dies, okay? I love it. You have a little fence in here. Okay, I love this DSP too. This is my favorite sheet out of almost all the designer paper you could get in the new mini catalog. You guys, I'm petting it. It feels so cool. I love it. You guys have about 12 inches of linen thread in this one as well. You have your greenery, your grass. This is the Tasteful Textiles embossing folder that is leaving us, sad face. I'm sad. I need to go in there and see what's going to replace it because this was by far the most used embossing folder I think I had this whole year. This is just 5 1/2 by 4. So it goes top to bottom. And then this one is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So when you put this down, you just will see a trim of green, dark green on each side. Contemplated giving you guys strips, right? And not giving you this middle section. We thought it needed to be a whole mat just because it will make the card more structurally sound, and then it looked nicer along the top there as well. So you guys got a whole mat. So let's get a little bit glue happy. Yeah, this, you guys, this, if you guys like pictures or frames for the wall, this is a 6 by 6 piece, and decorating it, you can make yourself a cool 6 by 6 shadow box. Very, very pretty. My painted texture carried over. Oh, Carissa, thanks for telling me that. That makes me happy. I love painted texture embossing folder. That one is very universal. It looks like water. It adds a little subtleness to the back as well. To infinity and beyond. And so this is going to go here. You got about 1/8 of an inch margin on the left and 1/8 on the right. I've heard there is no replacement. Oh, sad face. Okay. Painted textures is probably the most subtle then. All right, you guys, I'm going to flip this over to, oh, it's pretty good. If yours is a little bit longer, you can always take and trim that off. This guy now goes onto this base. Well, it makes it the base, I guess. So flush at the top, centered left to right, just like that. So Linda Grady, the bundle, if you want, the bundle is still available for purchase. It is off a back order. If you choose you want to buy it and use my host code, you could always get one of my upcoming classes in April as a free class. You guys, I think we counted 12 classes I have in April. I think there might be 13. I really think there might be one more that I missed. So, all right. So we got to do the same thing with the ribbon, you guys, or the linen thread as we did on the last one of the last cards. So I'm going to flip this over and let's see here. Grab 2 pieces of tear and tape, and we're going to go from like right here to here with them. So that gives us a lot of wiggle room. And what we're going to do is loop it back and forth. So grab one of your ends here. Hi, Linda Hall. So grab one of your ends, and we're going to guesstimate about, what is that, maybe 1 1/4 inches up. Get your tail nicely secured and bring your linen thread across, and you're gonna catch it and then weave it right back you guys definitely do not have enough twine to wrap around the card. You have to do it like this. If you want to cut your twine into thirds, you can, but just going like this, you actually save a bunch by weaving it like that. So you can always trim off your little end, but I do highly recommend putting a little bit more tear and tape right over that so it does not come out. All right, so that should be nice. That's perfect. Oh, I have it up a little higher than my other one. It's okay. You guys, everything's always a little bit different. Oh yeah, you're very welcome, Linda. It became available, I think, last week, if I'm not mistaken. So unless, you know, and the pebbles came back as well, but now the pebbles are gone. All right. Oh, you cut the twine. Yeah, and I might have put in the instructions to cut the twine, but honestly, it's called weaving it or looping it back and forth is how I refer to it. And then, you guys, now this can go on to your front of that little arm. I called it an arm, the flappy arm thing. Okay, so that goes here. Now, if you liked the texture that I did on that other fence, so the other card, there was that texture. So here's the difference. No texture, and then that has some lines on it. You could go ahead and stamp it. Some people in class did that, but I'm gonna leave mine blank, and we do need to stamp this though. Oh, I'm glad that you like that. Good, Judy. We are gonna stamp, so on the inside of here, no, the suite isn't available. The suite is not available because these are on back order. When something in the suite is on back order, regardless of what it is, it makes the whole suite not on back order, but you can still purchase the bundle, the designer paper by itself, as long as they're available. And I'll be honest with you guys, the bundle, when you buy it as a bundle, is 10% off. But if you buy the suite, you don't get a suite discount per se. You do get the 10% bundle savings when you buy a suite, but you don't get extra. So if you want to buy the whole suite, put the whole suite number in and be done with it, you get the 10% savings from the bundle. But if anything isn't available for some reason and you need to add the items all separately and get everything but the one thing, do that. Because as long as you're buying the bundle, that's where you get the 10% savings. You don't get a bigger savings by buying the suite. It just makes it like the easy button that you only have to put in one code. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. So, because somebody else just asked me that question too. About buying the suite versus not. And I'm like, hey, if you want everything in the suite and it's all available and you can get it. But if for some reason, like let's say the pebbles are gone, you can still get the bundle, you can still get the designer paper, you can still get ribbon, anything else that goes with it, go for it. You bet, Latokia. All right, so 2 things happen with this little piece right here. That background texture gets stamped. And you know what? I don't know if I stamped off or not, but you could either use Crumb Cake at 2nd strength. Hi, Mary Jean. You can use Sahara Sand at 1st strength. Whichever. But it's the word breathe, and breathe is one of the last sentiments from here that we didn't use. So let's just see. That's going to be nice, and that'll go right in the center-ish. Good. Nice. As long as we got the green open, let's do our inside with our grass. And that grass is right here. Evening Evergreen. When I stamp this, I'm stamping it low enough that it looks like it's growing out of the edge of the paper versus up higher. So something like that. Okay. Got it. And then going back to this little piece here. So I believe that I stamped this, it's pretty well clean, in Crumb, but I'm going to do Sahara. Let's see how dark that is. I'm going to just do 2nd strength right over the top of it now. Hi, Patricia Piscopio. All right. Yeah, I'm glad I stamped off. Wow. Okay, so I think you guys can see that it added a little bit of texture on the background, and that makes it so it's not so stark white, okay? So if you're wanting your fence stamped, go for the fence now, as long as you've got that open. And I'm not going to. So I think that's it for stamping. If you wanted to stamp a sentiment in there, there's one other sentiment, wishing you so much happiness. That could have gone for the birthday card if you wanted. So, let's glue this and this first. So, a little bit of liquid glue behind our label and then our inside piece. And that's over here. Let's move that. So that should complete the inside very nicely. And then this guy, he's up slightly above the linen thread here. So we've got linen thread and a little gap, a little gap, and it's hanging over the edge slightly. So I'm going to put it right about there. And the fence, I did the same thing with the fence, you guys. We've got a little strip on the side here, and we're going to cut that thin for our fence. And I'm going to do about 3 or 4 again, like I did the last time. So here and there. Oh man, it's just perfect. Okay, and then, oh, thanks, Sandy. And then I'm going to cut a skinny one, and we're going to cut that in half and use the shortest one on the end. And then we'll use that next one in right here. Okay, so you guys, don't be afraid to use those edges of your dimensionals to cut the length and size that you need. Hi, Naughty Nancy, I hope you're feeling better. Then this is off the edge here, like that. And then our grass, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna put one dimensional right in that bigger area, right there. And then liquid glue everywhere else. So I'm gonna put a little glue, and then that one fits, that dimensional fits right in the nook of that fence down there. Hi, Cindy B. Strom. Okay, so a little bit of liquid glue, and then I'm gonna put it along the bottom, all the way to the tippy end. Okay. And it's kind of riding right above the linen thread. That dimensional fit right in there. And then you're going to glue it so it goes, it's like kind of nestles right down in. And then you have your last stones. Okay, so we have a gray one, and then I'm going to do a brown one and a gray one. And they kind of like roll down the edge here. Very cool, I love it. These little pebbles are awesome. I'm sure that they will be back in stock, and then you can stock up on them for yourself. Okay. All right. Stella, what can we sell? Okay. So, oh, thank you so much, Cindy. So in class last night, Bonnie Stella the entire background. I don't think she's watching, but I think what she did is she did this whole thing. And because this is designer series paper, it will not bleed or blend or anything. So it's awesome. You could totally go over this entire thing and give it a glistening look. Now my Stella pen is not locked and loaded, like it's not at its finest right now, but it's definitely putting a little out. So, oh man, you guys, we didn't use up the rest of these. Oh man, I have just like that much left, and I would have had another sheet biting the dust. Okay, what can I dimensionalize? Oh man, so close, but no cigar. Okay. So, you guys, we did it. That was awesome. Like that last card was my icing on the cake. I love this card so much. That designer paper is amazing. I just love it, love it, love it, love it. So, oh, Stella the Grass, Jeannie Parker says, yes. And I should Stella my fence. Holy Moses, you guys, I could just Stella this whole thing all night long. Look at that. Okay, boom. So, you guys, you know the $1 million question I always ask. How do you pick a favorite? I'm curious if the majority are going to say this Purplicious Expialidocious card, or are you going to say what my favorite is over here? Oh my goodness. The DSP is amazing, you guys. And you can see we hardly used any stamps when we made these cards. We tried to use all of the focal, or the sentiments, right? I'll try to get them up here. We tried to use all of the sentiments, and we accomplished that. We tried to use as many of the focal images, and I think we did that. Is this the kit that is to go and that you have 8 left? If so, no, Tommy, this isn't. I had 2 left when I started class, I think, and they are already accounted for. I believe that, I know Linda Hodge said she wanted one and somebody else did, but Latokia says 1 and 4. Angela says Purplelicious. Purple, the blending one. Carissa loves them all. Favorite is the last one. Yes, me too. The Breathe. Oh, you guys, the Mountains. Breathe. Look at that. So versatile. You guys are all like in every, like, I would have to say the majority is picking the Purplelicious one though. You guys, that one just makes me feel like I'm sitting on a beach with a nice drinky drink in my hand watching the sunset, and it's just getting cool because the sun is gone and the moon is coming out. So yes, you guys, I don't have any of these left at the moment. Oh, well, I won't, I'm not making more up. But I do have a PDF tutorial. So for those that took the class with me, that's you guys, what a part of the things with taking a class from me, either getting it for free with an order or paying the fee, is you get the PDF tutorial. So whenever I do an online class, I write up a PDF tutorial. So all you guys that took the class with me got that. I always put it in my online store. If I make it available in the online store, I always do it within a day or 2 after the class is done. So I'll try to have that in the online store tomorrow. And the PDF tutorial is, I think like $11, or it's free if you place a minimum $20 order. So if you're placing an order for product and use the host code, you could always get a PDF tutorial from me. So that would be cool. So yay, 1 and 2. You guys are liking 1 and 2. I see that. Okay. Well, so all in all, I think Carissa and I, we had fun making these cards, and I think that you guys loved them too. I remember when we sat down that morning, we were not intimidated, but we were just like challenged about how are we going to pull this off? Not duplicating patterns, not duplicating colors, not making them look the same, and giving you guys a very versatile like assortment of 4 cards. And so I think we did it, and I'm very happy. I'm giving myself and Carissa a round of applause. So this was fun. So, so Tommy, yeah, so what you should do, you guys, if you like and follow me on Facebook, I post it when it's available, but I would say, Tommy, check into my, this right here. This is my website. I have what it's called. I'll show you guys in case you don't know this, for those that are new. If you go into my Cards by Chris B, not customer manager, but there it is, Cards by Chris B. Where it is, you guys, in case you're wondering, if you go in shop, and then it's called online classes. When you click on my online classes, my very first one in here is the oldest one is Country Home, but oops, I went into it. But if you scroll, I know that's going really fast, but if you scroll all the way to the bottom, like the last card class I put in here was the Fun Folds. And when you click on it, that's where you can see the little collage. It tells you the price, talks about it, and either paying for it or getting it free, and then you can add it to your cart. So in case anybody's wondering, that's where those always are. I don't always put them in there. I generally do. But if anybody's ever looking for an online class that I didn't put in there, I still have the ability to email it if you just want to send the money for it. So I've done that for some oddball ones for people. So, oh, thanks, Holly. I appreciate it. Hi, Marianne. Okay. So, we have some drawings to do. So let's see what we've got here. We have the Let's Just Stamp, which was, well, when was that? It was last week. It was the 17th of March. It was St. Patrick's Day. So I have 3 winners drawn for that. And then I have the Artfully Layered and On the Horizon. And I also have, I'm going to do prizes for people who placed orders. So I took everybody who placed an order between online and in person, and I came up with 28 people. So I'm going to do 2 prizes for the drawing for those who place orders to get the class for free. And I think that Kelly gave me the names for Mystery Night, and I will share my mystery card with you guys. So we're almost done. We're just going to wrap it up here in a second, but we'll do some drawings. I'm just going to check to see if she got me the mystery shares. I know she did, but she had consolidated them. Oh, she did it right. Perfect. 2 people ended up on the same line, so she fixed them. So let's see here. We had 50 people. So we're going to do 2 names for the mystery card, okay? So what do we want to do first? Let's show you my mystery card, you guys, okay? Let's do that. So, ta-da-da-da! Do you guys recognize this stuff? I think I gave some clues that we were going to be doing the New Horizons stamp set. Well, not even stamp set. I used the waves here. This is the wave set. The Happy Birthday. You guys just saw me do that tonight. We had the accent designer paper, and then we had our focal prominent design here. Added some of the metallic mesh, which is carrying over. Some little stars in the sky here. There's some polished dots. It's hard to see them, but they're the little dipper there, I think, is what I'm calling that. And on the inside, I didn't stamp a sentiment yet, but I should do that because we're here and I can't not have my mystery card not done. So, wishing you so much happiness. Look at this, you guys. The stamping just never ends. So let's just see how that looks. Oh, we need some ink. I'm going to go to the sides. Hopefully I get some inky dinky do over there. And we're just going to cross our fingers and make sure that it works. All right, complete card now. Look at that. So that was the mystery card that we came up with. We did not go with adding extra foliage, but you guys, I'm going to show you the card we were inspired by for this, okay? So, when we were trying to come up with a pattern for this class, or for the mystery night, we went shopping through my swap cards and we saw this. And you guys saw me, if you watched the mystery card night on Monday night, you saw me pull this in. I ripped it off of this card and then I put it right back on. But compliments of Sandy Carlson. We loved this layout and we loved how she had an accent designer paper and a more prominent design here. And then here's where she added a little label and then put this little foliage thing on. And that she also had that strip of designer paper. And so you guys, this is where we were inspired from for mystery night, which was awesome. And then this is what we came up with for ours. So you guys, I looked through and you guys had some really pretty cards, really pretty cards. It was a fun layout. So, and you can see here though, she did not have a piece of white back there. That was our error. We accidentally put 2 pieces of 5 by 3 3/4. And so I made an executive decision that we were not going to not use that piece of paper because you guys all prepped for it. So that's why it ended up being a full mat back there versus just a strip, because it just worked that way. And it looks nice. I'm very happy with having that little bit of a white border around the edge there, kind of accents it. So anyways, enough about our cards. So let's do the mystery card night first. So we have here, so Kelly, I know you guys have a hard time reading this, but we had 50 people that submitted cards. So we are going to go to, where are we going to go? We're going to go to random number generator. So random number generator. We're going to grab a Post-it note. We're going to put 50 in here, you guys. So 50, 50. We're going to click the word generate. Oh my goodness, number 6. All right, so let's see who number 6 is. Da-da-da-da! Winner chicken dinner is Deb Norman. You are a hot girl. I feel like you always are winning. So that's the luck of the Irish for you. All right, good job. Number 2 winner, 50 people. Hit the word generate. 37. 37 goes to, da-da-da-da, drum roll please, Paula Rice. Paula, I don't know who you are. So, in order to send you a prize, I will need your address. Otherwise, I will not know where to send a prize to. So, Paula Rice, calling Paula Rice, send me your address. All right. Very, very good. So, let's go back to random number generator. And we are going to pull in, you guys, this was my hot mess of a sign-up sheet here. You guys, so it started off as this little section right here, and then it went all the way up the side here. That's how that worked. So Linda Hodge, I don't know though if you were going to pay it or do an order, and I don't remember who the other person was, but I had here, and I don't see any comments from you. So I'm going to go with, I had 28 people at the time class started. that placed orders to get this class for free. So number 18. 18. Where's 18? Oh, right about 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Tammy Steckling, you are a lucky duck winner. Okay, we're going to do another one. Number 27, Sherry Martin. Yay, congratulations. Oh, I thought you guys got my headshot, but you were looking down. So Sherry Martin, Tammy Steckling. What happens for my door prizes is the next time you get a kit from me, like a class kit package from me, I will throw a door prize in there. So the door prizes are something I started doing maybe like 6 months ago or 5 months ago to help go through my excess stamping supplies. So, all right. So Tammy and Sherry, I will be setting those on the side for you until you guys get classes from me, but you guys generally do. So that's good. All right. So I had normally in my VIP club, I do a showcase video showing what's coming up the next month. And so I did this video at the end of March. No, what are we in? I did it at the end of February for March classes. And what you have to do is be in my VIP club, which is Cards by Christine VIP. And you are in there if you're on my team or if you've placed an order from me for product in the last maybe 6 months to a year. And so those people that commented that they shared the video, I did a drawing and I had 2 winners because I made a deal. At the time that I did the video, I did not have the New Horizons bundle because it was out of stock. So I got Artfully Layered, which is the bundle that I'm featuring for ink, paper, scissors next week. And so I have here an Artfully Layered and On the Horizon. And Stacy Burns, your name was picked by me because you so graciously, you gave up last month's Honeybee Blessings because you already had it. So I picked 2 winners. So Stacy Burns, you were by default because I wanted you to have the opportunity to get a half off bundle. And instead of picking which one, I'm giving you first dibs, okay? So if you're watching Stacy, you can either pick On the Horizon or Artfully Layered. Hopefully you don't have either one of those. And then I did a drawing for a second person. And so this person will have the opportunity to pick whichever set you don't pick, Stacy. And so that winner chicken dinner was Julie Bierschbach. So I'm so excited for Julie. So I don't know though if Julie has both of these or not. I can't remember, honestly. I try to remember what you guys order, but I don't remember everything. Like that ends up being a thing on the wayside, remembering what you guys all order. So congratulations to Stacy and to Julie. I'll be reaching out to both of you to see what you want to do. If for some reason they don't take one of them, I will draw another winner, okay? So no problem there. I will make sure they get taken out of my hive. Okay, so far so good. Hi, Becky Wagner. Hi, Heather Brenner. All right, so the last but not least, we have 3 cards that were from the Let's Just Stamp. These cards, you guys, were from March 17th. So last week, Thursday. If you missed this online class, you can always catch the replay for this class in the video section of the Cards by Christine Facebook page or in my YouTube channel. I don't spend a lot of time in YouTube. I just basically upload the video. So that's really all that gets in there. But it's always there in case you don't want to be in Facebook. So, all right, drum roll, winner, chicken dinner. This card goes to Candy Anderson. So it's Kandy, Candy, and I'm sorry, not Anderson, Atkinson. It's Atkinson, Candy Atkinson. Okay, so congratulations to Candy. You got this beautiful little card. All right, this card goes to Tracy Gruby. All right, Tracy, I'm so excited because I know you love Blackberry Bliss, so this one was perfect. It was meant to be. You must have been sending it telepathic wavelengths here. Happy birthday goes to Jessica Rodriguez, okay? Jessica Rodriguez. So Jessica and Candy, I do need addresses. So if anybody knows these 2 lovely ladies, I need to get their addresses to send these cards in the mail. But Tracy, I definitely have yours. So hi, Louise Power. I'm so happy you think that they're beautiful. Yay. Okay, so I think that you guys, we got through it all. And we're just at 2 hours, so we did good. I'm so excited. So congratulations to everybody. Oh my gosh, you guys, we had so many winners between Sherry and Tammy and Jessica and Tracy and Candy and Deb and Paula and Julie and Stacy. Wow. Okay, I think I remembered them all. So awesome. I'm going to try to get that little post done so that you guys will see that in the morning too. I always schedule that for first thing in the morning. I'm so excited, you guys. I think we had like at most, I saw like 110 or 114 people watching. That's one of my biggest like audiences ever, except for Mystery Night. Sometimes in Mystery Night, I have had up to 150 people. So woohoo, we did it. All right, so I know you guys like the New Horizons. So now that you've seen some cards in action, I challenge you guys to get out there and use some of that paper. Love it, chop it is what they say, right? So get out there and make some pretty cards. And if you love the paper that much, buy another pack or two so that you have it on standby for when it's no longer available. And then you can still get out there and make some pretty cards. So, all right, lots of love and hug and sunshine, and love you long time, Jeannie Parker and everybody. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good, happy, healthy, safe, fun, everything weekend. Wish me luck for the event this weekend. It should be a good one. I haven't even looked what the weather is going to do because that usually sets the stage for if people want to leave the house or not. So, oh, you weren't able to get the cinnamon cider re-inker. Does that mean it's totally gone? Okay, Latokia, I accidentally ordered for myself a whole extra set of the In Color re-inkers. So we can connect to get you the cinnamon cider and it can go in your next package. I don't know. You're not getting the memories and more. But your next package, if you want, you can just Zelle me the money for it. I'll tell you how much, and I'll include the cinnamon cider. So you don't have to worry about it. I have one for you. I don't know. I went through my stuff, and I'm like, how did I end up with a whole extra set of all the re-inkers? So, yeah, that's how that happened. But it helps you out. Yay. All right, you guys. We'll see you on, Kelly will see you on Monday night, and I will be live sometime during the event on Saturday so you can see what the shenanigans are going down for us for our Small Business Showcase. So, all right, yes. Awesome, you guys. We'll talk to you later. Love you. Bye, guys.